morning, my name's Diane Barltrop and I have been suffering from breast cancer for 28 years. 28 years ago, I had a lumpectomy and radiotherapy. After that, I was prescribed various tablets which kept my cancer under control. 6 years ago, I was referred to have treatment on a trial. The first trial I was on lasted 5.5 years and was very, very good, and it was very easy, and I was very, very well looked after. After 5.5 years, my cancer started to move around, and I call it walkabout. So I was then referred to another trial, which I'm now on at the moment, and I have been on this trial for the last 6 months. I decided to continue to be on a trial because the previous trial I was on, I was extremely well looked after, and I'm very, very well looked after on this trial. I'm extremely well monitored by the doctors, the nurses, and also the practice nurses who are very supportive. And I find that for me, it probably was something that I wanted to do, but also something that perhaps will be helpful for the future. Well, when you start off on the trial, it is very intense, and you will probably have to attend the hospital several days in a row. You may have to stay overnight. I did at one time have to stay overnight to be monitored, and you are very closely monitored. So when you arrive on the day of your trial, invariably you have your blood pressure taken, you have bloods taken to make sure that your blood levels are good so that you can carry on with your treatment. You have lots of tests which are good for you because it means that you know that you're well. After you have started on the trial, and as I said about the first intense few days, after that it all quietens down, and you'll probably come once a month or maybe once every 3 weeks. It all depends on your treatment. The day when you arrive, you're always very welcomed. You would then have your bloods taken, which means you have a cannula placed into the vein, and your bloods are taken and they are checked. You probably might have to do a urine sample, which would also be checked. Your blood pressure will be checked, you'll be weighed, you'll be offered a cup of tea, usually some nice biscuits. If you're at the unit all day, then you'll be provided with lunch, and you may have to wait for your medication. Sometimes that takes a little while because pharmacy can be busy, but you will eventually be able to leave and go home and enjoy a cup of tea. Commitment is the biggest part of any trial, personally, because you have to make sure you're there for the day, the time, the place, and sometimes you have to have treatments, say scans, which is outside of the day that you normally go for your trial. So that may be another day that you have to put aside. But if you can do that, then it's fine. And I found it worked very well for me. The only benefit I can think of whilst on the trial is the fact that I'm still alive and on the planet and able to enjoy life, not quite to the full, but at least I'm able to enjoy it. I've been able to enjoy the family, my grandchildren, so that is important, yes. Well, the medical team support you. Have supported me extremely well. I'm able to contact them 24/7. The staff in the unit where I attend have been extremely helpful, and also the doctors. They are extremely helpful. The monitoring that you receive when you're on a trial is second to none. And if you do have other problems, which I have had in the past, they are more than happy to help you sort those out. I obviously had hair loss, which I was very supported by the team. They were able to get me to a place called Maggie's, which provided me with a wig, which I didn't have to pay for, which is also a benefit. Apart from that, I think that was the worst bit about the trial, was the fact that I lost my hair. But it's a small price to pay because I'm still able to be here. I suppose the most important thing that they should keep in mind is the side effects and how they are going to impact upon your daily living. So if you have side effects, the scientists need to be told what these side effects are so that they can perhaps eliminate them as the drugs that they are working on are progressed. From the point of view of the scientists, it is good that they know that the work that they're doing is very well received and that it gives people hope to continue to join trials. And if you have the opportunity to join a trial, then the scientists, I think, would be more than grateful because that's what they need. They need willing volunteers. But if you volunteer, just remember to be committed. Well, my hope for the future is that I can continue on this trial. I don't think I shall ever be cured because I know that my cancer is very advanced, but it is giving me more time with my family, and also I'm able to enjoy life, and that is the most important thing to me. That this trial continues and goes forward and that it goes to market in the future. And I know the future is a long way off for some of these trials, but eventually it should come to market and therefore it will help future generations.